You should be ready to roll.
Well, good morning, everybody. High five. Look in the mirror. Love yourselves. It's good stuff. Hot or cold, doesn't matter. We're just still the same. So the slaughterhouse of failure is not in our destiny. We shall persevere until we succeed. That's Ogmandino, a little modified. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between desire versus motivation. There's a big difference between desiring something and being motivated. You know, Napoleon Hill wrote a book and he said, think and grow rich. So you could think about it and just sit there and think, and that's not going to go anywhere. But it's think and grow rich. But if we think and then we apply something to it, motivating, what is the motivation? We always ask everybody, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want this? And, you know, that's the very first step we ask everybody, why? Because we want to know what their desire is. But then we've got to find out how to motivate them. What will motivate them? So obviously the first step we can make is to take action. But we have to stay motivated to make things happen. The desire to succeed is the seed that ignites within us. I like this. The dream, the vision, the burning ambition to achieve something significant. It's the relentless craving for success that fuels our aspirations and sets us on the path of greatness. On the path, but it doesn't actually get us there. This desire is the foundation upon which we build our dreams and goals, and the first step to reaching new heights. This is just the first essential step. Know what we want, dreaming and obsessing about what we want. The flame of desire, that's the flame, but we need the passion to do it. And then if we look and see, if we are able to be passionate about the journey as much as the end goal, the desire won't fail. We have to be consistent. Our initial desire is one thing, but there's so many challenges that come out from what our goal could be. And the thing that will get us through is the motivation and the passion. The motivation will see us through the challenges and turbulence of journey to achieving our desired goals. Motivation will keep us committed and focused no matter what. So the motivation, even from our failures, that's where we get motivated. But the desire is the first thing, and we've got to define what it is that we desire. We've really got to define that and why we want it. And then be constant and consistent with our motivation. But there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about our goals, we define them in the terms of our why, just like you said, you know, why are they our goals? And then how are we going to achieve those goals? Yeah, and then, you know, to describe them this way, we tend to use the words motivation and desire, and we use them interchangeably, but they're actually different. So we need to define what that difference is. Is motivation the same as desire? No. You know, even though the terms are definitely related and are linked, there are differences between the two. Desire and motivation are not the same thing. Desire is wanting to do something or wanting something. Motivation is about making that happen. How are we going to get there? You need a desire to have motivation, but you do not need motivation to have a desire. And so I think it's important to be able to tell the difference between desire and motivation. You know, what is your why? What are your goals? How are you going to get there? How are you going to achieve them? Because knowing that difference between desire and motivation and defining them helps you to figure out how to make them interact in a way that is actually beneficial to you. So, you know, desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. But, you know, what is wanting and what is desire and what is the difference? To desire something is simply at its root, wanting something. But desire is a word we usually use when describing an intense feeling. It's an intense feeling of wanting something, essentially. So, I'll just give you a brief example. So you might want a bowl of ice cream for dessert, but you desire a comfortable place to eat it or a good partner to eat it with, right? So one of the simplest ways to differentiate the two is by saying that a want can be fleeting and temporary, but a desire lasts much longer. And it's a problem that you want to deal with through having that motivation, if that makes sense. Motivation, on the other hand, is the essence is an energized and persistent goal-directed behavior. It's defined by the action one takes because of the motivation, because of the desire, right? So, it all comes down to motivation, comes down to, if you think about it from a psychological or an evolutionary standpoint, Maslow's hierarchy, which are, what are those things that we need to survive? Those are our wants, but our motivation is how we're going to get those things. And then there's this whole motivational cycle that we can get into, but Lawrence, I'll let you add to that.
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting is the motivation is sometimes what gets us out of the quagmire of challenges that we may have. We all have challenges. And it's the motivation that will make us go through that to reach the goal that we desire. The motivation is actually the powerhouse that helps us be consistent to plow through the challenges. We're motivated to reach our goal. And if the goal is clearly defined and we have that goal that we know exactly what we want, and that's why we always talk about, of course, we talk about your why, but we always talk about, who are you? Do you know that you can plow through this thing? And that's where your motivation comes in. It's all about how you approach problems, how you approach challenges to reach those successful, that target that we're looking for. So the important thing is to have unswerving belief that we can reach that goal that we've achieved, that we've desired. And no matter what, we're going to do it. No matter what. And we're motivated to get to that if we clearly envision what we want, if we clearly define what we want, if it's clear in our minds, what exactly is it that you want? The why, of course, is why. Yeah, why do you want this? Well, because of this and this. But it's got to be crystal clear. And it's got to be something that we talk about the SMART goals, simple, whatever those SMART things are, attainable in time years. But that has we've always got to maintain our motivation to get there, because those are just words.
And you can use your desire as motivation, because when you want something bad enough, you will do what you need to do to make it happen. The key to be strongly motivated is to make yourself want it badly. And to do that, you have to establish a solid plan to make your goals happen. So you need to have a clear and realistic goal. Your goal should be the one thing that you desire the most, right? Number two is, you have to have a thorough understanding of why you want what you want. Why do you want it? That's your why, right? And so part of having a realistic goal is being able to explain your reasoning behind it and rationalize that in your mind. And then to make all of that work, you have to have a practical plan. You need to set out specific steps that you can follow, similar to writing down instructions for a recipe, let's say. And then you need to stick to your plan. There's going to be hard times, there's going to be failures, but sticking to that plan through all of those things, through all of those obstacles, is what's going to help you reach what you desire. And that motivation of knowing what you want and having those steps written down and those goals that you want to reach is going to help you, more successfully reach those goals. And, and obviously consistency is the hardest part, but that's also the most rewarding because it actually is what gets you results. So, we need all of these things and we need to wrap them all up into kind of one package, having that clear and realistic goal, what it is that you actually want. Do you want time freedom? Do you want financial freedom? What are those things that you want? Do you want health, better health? And then making a practical and simple plan with attainable goals. You want to set your goals lofty, but not too lofty that they're not attainable in either the time frame that you have set, or the goals are just too lofty in general to reach. And then you have to stick to that plan and use consistency to stick to that plan.
So in our case, we all have a lot of options of goals, a lot of goal options. For example, we may be motivated to take our team on a trip. That's a goal that we could look for, we could strive for. And we've got to see exactly how we're going to do that. That's one of the goals. Do we want to go on the next trip? Do we want to get the next pin title? Do we want to get the next brand rep to become part of our team? How many do we want? By when do we want them? These are things that we desire, and they're goals that we want. And we've got to motivate the people that are in our teams and ourselves. We've got to motivate ourselves more than everybody else to be able to inspire everybody to see what we see. The whole point of a target, of a goal, is to, especially if you've got a group of people that you want to inspire, is to get everybody to see what you see. If you see a possibility of success and you want to inspire others, then we've all got to see the same thing. And we've all got to be motivated to achieve that same goal. Individually, of course. So it's time always to regroup. That's what we talk about, our lead measures and lag measures. We talk about, what is the lead measure and the lag measure? Why do we look at that? Because these are things that will prompt our motivation to put foot on the accelerator and to keep passionately working towards those goals. And I think it's essential that we motivate ourselves. We have the burning desire to achieve our goal, but we also motivate everybody else in their field. It's not about us, it's about everybody else in their field, in your field. Where do you want to be? How fast do you want to go? Where do you want to go? These are things that we're looking to do. We're looking to see how can we help, how can we be catalysts to help everybody in our teams to achieve what they want? How do we motivate them? The desire is there. How do we motivate them?
And how do we motivate people to help others change lives? That's what we're here to do. This business is a great opportunity to not only help ourselves individually, but help a team of people strive and reach their goals, reach their desires. But it's our job as leaders within our organizations to help motivate others and keep them motivated, because there is this motivation cyclical. We've all felt it. The most pressing desire in the current moment is what's going to take up most of our motivation, right? And going back to the hierarchy of Maslow's hierarchy of needs that I mentioned, you're most motivated to find food, water, and shelter first. Once those needs are met, your motivation can shift towards finding a sense of structure and control. You can start worrying about financial well-being, time freedom, helping others, until you've met those basic needs, and taking care of that for yourself, then you can start to help others and shift your focus to other desires that you have. Right. So it's really difficult to maintain singular motivations for extended periods of time, because there's so many different things going on in our lives, where there's so many different obstacles, there's so many different distractions. But and because of that, as your environment and the state of your basic needs and your circumstances change, your motivations fluctuate to compensate for that. So it's important to get rid of as many distractions as you can, take care of your basic needs. It's the old, you need to put your oxygen mask on first on the plane before you can help others, right? So you really need to be concerned with taking care of your most basic needs, so then you can take care of your business, you can take care of your colleagues in this business, and make that your singular focus of your motivation. These different changes make it difficult to stay motivated in your work if you don't feel like you have control over it. So, for me, I need to have control of these different things. I need to get rid of obstacles. I need to have a place where I can work quietly. I have to have my most basic needs met. I need to take care of myself first with meditation, and gratitude and things like that, before I can even think about helping my higher level needs, and then more importantly, helping others. So, for me, learning to meditate was something that helped me meet my most basic needs first before I could start to help others. So, it's also important to maintain control over those things within reason. You don't need to control everything, but you need to control those things that allow you to reach your goals, your desires, and then also to maintain that motivation over time.
So I think one of the important things on all this is that it's a great thing to fail. It's good to fail. But we've got to learn from that. Got to dissect it, learn from it, and that's what gives us strength to go forwards. Because if we can overcome failures each time we get to a new challenge, it strengthens us. It makes us better, it makes us stronger, and it gives us more motivation to reach our goal. So we had a problem. Wow. How serious was it? Well, it was a big problem. All right. Did you solve it? Well, I'm solving it. I'm almost there. Yes, I'm there. I've done it. I've solved the problem. Go forward. You've now motivated. Yes, I can do this. And it's those challenges, excuse me, those challenges that actually strengthen us. And, we always talk about fail your way to the top. I spoke to someone yesterday, and we were talking about exactly that. He said, wow, it's been a breeze. Yeah, it's been a breeze until you have a challenge. And then what are you going to do? You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to get stronger. You some of the things align for you, but there are always going to be some challenges. And I think this is one of the things we've also got to bear in mind, that the motivation is not just something that is periodic. It's got to be there all the time. And passion will help us overcome the challenges that we may have, because the passion is an emotional overdrive that helps us go forward no matter what. No matter what. If you're passionate and you fall down, no matter what, you're going to get up and again, and you're going to keep going, because you're passionate about that desire to achieve whatever it is you want. And you're motivated, therefore, to achieve that.
Yeah, I'm somebody who likes to spend as much time outdoors as possible. We went on a 2-week vacation up to Cape Cod, and we had a 4,000 square foot home at our disposal, but I chose to sleep in a hammock in the backyard surrounded by trees while the rest of the family was inside comfortable. That's what they wanted. They wanted to have a comfortable place. I was comfortable in my hammock, but I'm sitting here looking at Sam Odell at his sitting next to his camper out in nature. And that's my desire. I want to spend as many days as I possibly can enjoying nature. And that's my motivation. My motivation in this business is to create enough time freedom that I'm able to do that. And then, part of that is setting up my life so that I can do all of those things from anywhere, setting up my computer so I have my laptop or my desktop so that I have full access to everything on my desktop, that I can access it from my phone or from my laptop, no matter where I am. I took my son camping for a few days this week out in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, and I didn't have cell service, which was great because it gave me the opportunity to think about what those desires are and what those motivations are that are going to help me attain what it is that I really want. And so, I would encourage everybody on this call, if you don't have that well defined, spend the next couple of days writing down what it is, what is your desire? What are your goals? Creating simple, attainable goals that are clearly defined and how you're going to get there. Put that roadmap on paper from A to Z. Create a GPS of how you're going to get there with waypoints. Stop 1, stop 2, stop 3. What are those specific goals that are going to help you reach that higher goal? And then really define your motivation, because that motivation is going to keep you moving forward through those obstacles, through those failures, moving forward. You can't let little things like failure stunt your growth, stunt you from reaching your goals. Sometimes the best way to do these exercises is drive somewhere, go out in nature, sit alone with no distractions, take a notebook and a pen, and just sit down and really, really think about what you want, how you're going to get there, how you're going to create the life that you've always wanted, and how you're going to break the chains of having somebody else dictate how you're going to lead your life and how you're going to live your life.
Yeah, just determine who you are and what you want. I was just thinking about Dan sleeping on a hammock outside. It's probably the family kicked you out because you snore.
That's part of it.
But the thing is, Dan was just saying, your roadmap to December. What is your roadmap to December? What's your roadmap to the end of August? What's your roadmap to the end of September? Small steps at a time. Each month, 30 days, 4 weeks, divided up into 4 weeks. And each week, what is the roadmap for that week? What is the goal for that week? And so if you achieve the goal for the week, then you'll achieve the goal for the month, or the weeks for the month. And then the months become December. And then December becomes a year, and so on. So clearly define what it is that you want. Clearly define what you desire, what you're absolutely committed to achieving. You have to commit to yourself. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am amazing and I can do it and I will do it. And there's nothing to stop me, no matter what. No matter what, you can. So, Dan, I don't know, 56, we got 4 minutes. If anybody wants to comment or anything like that, I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add to that.
Yeah, just real quickly, while I was camping with my son Henry, one night at midnight, we went up to the top of this mountain to this overlook, and we were literally, it was midnight. We were literally the only people there because we wanted to go up and see the stars. There was very little, if no light pollution. So, you can see 10 times the amount of stars that we can when we're at our house. But, we just laid in the parking lot and stared up at the sky. And there's a lot of people that fear being alone, that fear thinking about what they want, that fear success because they don't know how they're going to react to it. How's it going to change you? How are others going to be affected by that change? I like to put myself in situations where I know how small I am in this universe, but that I have the ability to make a huge impact, even though this universe is huge. And each and every one of us on this call has the ability to make a humongous impact in other people's lives, whether it's through helping them become healthier by increasing their antioxidant score, through proper nutrition and supplementation, or whether it's allowing them or helping them get a lifestyle that they never thought was possible for themselves, or the financial freedom that they never thought that they would have. We're very small on this. There's 7 to 8 billion people on this planet, but we have a chance to make a huge impact on other people's lives.
I think it's an obligation. Those of us who can must make a difference. And the size of the challenge is directly proportional to the emotion with which we view it. If we look at a challenge and we say, oh my gosh, it's massive. And you look at it and you say, wow. And you look at it on the other hand and say, wow, that's huge, but I can do that. I can do that. I can overcome that challenge. So it's an emotional decision. But
the bigger the challenge for me, the more motivated I get.
Yes, I agree. I'm also one of those last minute, every time something comes up, I love it because it switches on some adrenaline, it switches on some power in there to overcome the thing. So if we can, we must, in my opinion. If we can make a difference, we must make a difference.
Here's a quick thought to add that in. So I was always taught that, desire and affirmation without proper activity is the beginning of delusion.
Yeah.
Desire and activity, what? Say it again.
Desire and activity, or desire and motivation without proper activity is the beginning of delusion.
There you go. You're right. Absolutely, you're right. I agree with that.
So I just always figure it's all that fun, but people have something to map out an activity plan, like just to push that self in activity. So it's always have it inspire, rah, but just to go from that into activity, that's always that key shift that Dan was talking about, like a massive action plan. And so just, at the end of the day, it's all to have all of that, but how much activity did you do with it? Because it's all of the desire, goals, and all of that. But if you don't have activity, you're just deluding yourself.
That's what I was talking about, Napoleon Hill. Think and grow rich, and you're just going to think and do nothing. That's not going to happen unless you actually put it into gear. Thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay. I guess we're missing Jim Trainer this week. I don't know where he is, missing in action somewhere. Martin? Some pearl from you? Anybody else? Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. Dan, you got anything else you want to conclude with?
I've said enough, I think.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a good end of the month. I think we're probably going to get, the end of the month. And please make your tangible plans for August, for September, October, November, August the 24th, 25th, 26th. Please spend some time now. No, invest some time now in inviting people to the fly-in. It's essential that they see for themselves, kick the tires, get them to be enthusiastic about what they see as much as you can. Thanks, everybody.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend. Yeah.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks. Great
Excellent.
call.
Thank you. Great.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.